All right, guys, I'm in my personal vehicle today. Got a lot of stuff going on. The wife and I are running around. We've got to get prepared because next week I'm on vacation. We're going to Minneapolis for her birthday. She'd taken her to see Prince's mansion and some murals, I guess, that they've painted around town. She's a huge Prince fan, so we're going to do that. But I got an email from Courtney, and I wanted to make sure I get this video out right now because she just said this went live, and you guys may need to get on this. There are 120 positions open, but I know people are always looking for home daily. So if you're looking for something home daily, this is going to be up your alley. There's going to be a couple other things I'm going to cover. So if you like it, always look down in the description below. I'll put the information down there so you can find the timestamp, get to the information you want, and get on your way. But anyway, we'll start with the California stuff. They have opened up the 120 positions for local drivers, home daily, for Fontana, California. Now, she did mention she wanted me to let you guys know, make sure you use somebody as a referral, whether it's me or somebody else. My driver number is 37783. Name is Rich Warne. What you need to do when you add a referral, you're going to see a question on the application that says, do you know anyone that works at Walmart? Click yes. A lot of people don't know that's where to put the referral. I didn't either. I had to ask because they've changed it since I've done it. So you're going to, anybody know anybody that works at Walmart, you click yes, you drop down the menu and there's a spot for employee, friend, relative, referral, whatever it is. It's in that drop down. Make sure you put somebody in there. If you don't know anybody, before you apply, ask somebody, find a Facebook group, something, because if you put somebody down as a referral, it moves you to the top of the list. And I know that when they see my name, the recruiters are constantly telling me, make sure they put my name down, because when they see my name, they grab those before they grab some of the other ones because they know me. But that's up to you. It's entirely up to you. So there are days, afternoons, and nights. You are going to have some weekends. It is a daily slip seating. She wanted me to tell you that. You guys probably already know that because a go home daily position, they're not going to give you a sleeper. You're not going to be packing a lot of stuff into it. You're going to come in, do your 10 to 12, 14, whatever the shift is, the hours are, whatever you want to work. You're going to leave. You're going to come back the next day. They're going to give you a day cab. There's not going to be anything to pack. So it's not a big deal. I wouldn't think slip seating is a big deal because you're not packing anything. The one thing that I'm a little confused about, and this is kind of a two-topic subject because it's something else I wanted to cross with you guys. She says the average W-2 is 70 to 75K. Now, it seems awfully low to me. That might be your take-home. I don't know, because the average driver is making $110,000 a year. If you want to run hard, I made $120,000 last year on my gross W-2. Most new drivers are making between 100 and 110. Once they get the hang of things and you start putting the hammer down and you start, doing your thing, you're making more than that. This is an awfully low number. I don't understand it. Because you guys see that video of mine where I talk about pay. Some guys are asking me, oh, you're only bringing home $2,000 to $2,300 every 2 weeks in that video? Yes. But I have a lot of things taken out of my check. Not just regular stuff. You guys are like insurance and life insurance and disability insurance. I think I offered the long-term, whatever it was. I also had a Chapter 13 bankruptcy coming out of that. That was $900 a paycheck. I also max out the stock discount program. That comes out of the check. I max out the 401k. That comes out of the check. So yeah, when you see I'm only bringing home $2,000 to $2,500 every 2 weeks, that's because I've got a lot of things taken out of my check. Your gross, I have to look at my pay stub. I think my gross is between $4,000 and $5,000 every 2 weeks. Half of my check goes away in deductions. So when you guys look at videos or you see drivers talking about what they make, don't focus on what they bring home, because my bring home and your bring home are not going to be the same. You're going to bring home way more than I do because I have so many deductions. You might have a guy have child support taken out of his check. That's going to lower his bring home. So don't listen to somebody when they talk about their bring home, because what you take out in taxes, being married, single, filing 1, 2, 3, whatever, it's all going to change the amount of bring home. Focus on the gross. Structure your bring home the way you want your bring home to look. So I don't know. I wouldn't focus too much on the 70 to 75, because the only thing that's different between a go-home driver and an over-the-road driver, we all get paid the same. Again, mileage, the activities, all that stuff. You're going to get the driver bonuses, the safety bonus. You're going to get everything's the same. The only difference that I can think of, or that I know of, is the layover pay. The drivers that have sleeper trucks and that are out all the time, they get paid $42 a day to sleep in the sleeper. If you're on a 5.2, 5.2, 5.3, whatever, if you're out an average of 5 days a week at $42, that's a little over $200 a week. That's like $4,000, a little over $4,000 a year. If I'm bringing home, if I've got a gross of 110, your gross should only be roughly 105. I don't know why there would be such a big discrepancy on that. So there's not a big pay difference between the go-home guys and the over-the-road guys. Now, over-the-road guys, what they can do is, since they're in the sleeper, they can come back, they can grab a load that maybe doesn't deliver till the next day or late that night or whatever. They can grab something and spend an hour or two more getting that load somewhere. They can pick up a few more miles, maybe a few more activities a week, but not enough to make the gross change all that much. So anyway, if you guys look, there are 120 driver openings for Go Home Daily for Fontana. Apple Valley, California is looking for 50 regular over-the-road regional drivers. Red Bluff and North Nevada, which is McCarran, are both looking for people. And Porterville is going to be openings soon. So if you're looking for a Porterville, you may want to hang tight. That one's coming soon from what I hear. There are some new driver openings available right now in Grantsville, Utah, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, Elwood, Illinois, Spring Valley, Illinois, and the $10,000 bonus is still available if you're willing to go to Ottawa, Kansas. Basically, you just have to be willing to relocate within 90 days. They're not even asking you to relocate before the job now. When you talk to the recruiter, which in this case is going to be Alan Gaston, when you talk to Alan, you tell him you're willing to recruit within 90 days. Boom. You can do whatever you want to stay in a motel. You can do whatever you want. You got 90 days to figure that out, but they're going to give you $5,000 as soon as you pass onboarding. So within that first 90 days, you're going to get a $5,000 bonus that you can spend on getting housing of whatever type that you're looking for, or moving expenses, or whatever. So $10,000 sign-on bonus in Ottawa, Kansas. The other $5,000 comes at your 6-month mark, by the way. In Texas, they've got some openings. Clybourne, I think is how you say that. They have over-the-road regional and go-home daily positions. Garland, Texas, and Lancaster, Texas are also looking for drivers. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was the gross pay. I wanted to talk about that, but I covered that. And the other thing is the Associate to Driver program. The Associate to Driver program is for people who currently work at a store or a warehouse for Walmart. And they will go through an extensive process. One, they got to find openings in their area. They must live within 60 miles of the DC that they're going to drive for, not the 250 like we get. They must be within 60 miles. And they go through all these different interview processes. They do background checks on their driving record. So even if in their personal vehicle, if they haven't been careful, they're not going to get in. So it's a pretty strict process because they only take 12 people of the hundreds that apply. And I've had a lot of drivers tell me that they think the Associate to Driver program is going to be a crock of crap, that it's going to cause safety ratings to go out the window. And I'll be honest, I was worried about those things too when this first started. I talked to some CDTs and I talked to some people what they thought about the program. And the general consensus was two things. One, let's wait and see what happens. Maybe what we thought is going to happen will happen. But I'm pretty sure Walmart did their research on this before they just decided to start this program that was going to tank their safety rating and screw everything up. The other thing was that it's not fair that these drivers come in, they only go through a couple weeks of training, and then boom, they're on their way. Well, it's not quite like that. These drivers are going through a minimum of 18 weeks of on-the-job training, not just classroom stuff. These guys are going out with CDTs and mentors. They're doing runs. They're doing driving stuff. They are on the road getting real world experience. I did a quick Google search. Ivy Tech here in Indiana, which is an actual technical college, does not give you that kind of education for your money, which it's expensive to go to Ivy Tech. You can go to one of these small schools. They train you for 4 weeks, and all they do is train you on how to get a license. They don't train you on how to drive at all. So that makes things quite a bit different. Now, that being said, some figures have come out from the pilot class that started 1 year ago, that have been on the road, that have been doing the job on their own and everything else. They've had about a year under their belt. They have found that they are the safest demographic of all the Walmart drivers out there. The 2 demographics that have the most issues, of course, are the 1 to 3 year drivers, which I'm still in that category, and the 10-year and longer drivers. Now, statistics can be what you want to make of them. They say those are the 2 that have the most incidents, the most accidents, the most whatevers. The reason for that is because there's the most people in those demographics. But the one thing that I can tell you that is factual and makes a lot of sense is, of the 48 drivers, now I know there were only 48 drivers in that first pilot program. Of those 48 drivers that have been on the road for 1 year, 1 driver has had an incident, and it was a very minor incident where it didn't even take away their safety bonus. My understanding was it wasn't even monetary damage. It was just that they got wrote up for it because whatever it was, that I think they hit a pole, whatever it was very minor and didn't even require them to lose their safety bonus. So these students that are coming out of this associate to driver program, not only are they prideful in Walmart because they've had to work because it's based on seniority on how they get picked as well. They had to work for Walmart for quite a while to have enough seniority. So they believe in the Walmart culture. They believe in Walmart the way that I do. I love this job at Walmart. I have never had a driving job as good as this job. Is that all of Walmart? Not, I would say no, because I have heard some drivers tell me that there's a couple DCs out there that they were unhappy with. Is that Walmart? Is that the driver? I don't know. But I can tell you Walmart is the best job I've ever had, and call it drinking the Kool-Aid, bleeding blue, whatever you want to call it. My family and me, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And these associate to driver people are seeing the same thing because they believe the same thing when they come in. So they're actually being safer because they're coming from, which some of you guys complained about. Oh, they're coming from never driving before to go just becoming a driver. They're becoming some of the safest drivers on the road. Us drivers complain all the time. Oh, these flip-flop wearing, all these guys who only go to school for 1 week, all these guys that don't know shit, all these steering wheel holders. Walmart's actually turning out some really good drivers because of the program that they're going through, and they appreciate the job when they get it. They're not just like, oh, I'm just getting a driving job at Walmart. This is a life-changing event for some of these people, for most of these people, and they appreciate the job. So far from what I've seen, this associate to driver program is a huge success, and they're talking about expanding it. We'll wait and see what happens with that, but that's pretty much it for you guys this week. I just want to let you know a couple things I found out, the Texas to California stuff and the associate to driver thing. I am thinking about doing a live Q&A because I do get a lot of emails from you guys about questions. So I think at the end of May, I'm going to do a live driver question and answer session. If you got a question, you can send it to me in an email. The email, my driver number, and all that stuff is down in the description below. So until then, unless I hear any other breaking news that you guys need to know about, we'll talk to each other at the end of May. Have a good one.